Watch by DC Comics before Watchmen. Ozymandias, issue 2. The hand that mocked them. September 2nd, 1985. Autobiography continued. As my beloved pet, a basket, this, and I go through the now almost automatic motions of our daily exercise routine. My thoughts fly back through the years to the tragic night long before when an accidental drug overdose stole my precious Miranda from me forever. Weeping at her bedside, I determined to hunt down those responsible for her death and make them pay for their crimes. To protect my anonymity and my corporation's swelling fortunes, I donned a colorful costume I'd had made for an upcoming Halloween party, and struck out to the dark bowels of my city in search of the welcoming gates of hell. Knowing little about how to locate the true decaying heart of the city's black underbelly, I employed legitimate bait I had at my command. Enormous quantities of cash, curious amounts of it. I spread the word, the green across the city like a cheap tapestry, and waited. The offer was simple. Just tell me what I needed to know, and I would change your life forever. Though not necessarily in the manner you might have expected. To my surprise, it took a full 4 days for me to receive my first response. The anonymous information directed me to a particularly sordid alleyway in the maze of the city's south side, where rumor had it did much of the local drug trade that transpired in the shadows of the shattered street lamps. Oh, easily. You're almost 5 minutes late, girl. So sorry, Nico. The walk took a lot longer than I thought. Okay, I'm a patient man. 2 minutes. 2 minutes later, and you'd have found me gone. Don't you have what I need? If you got the green. But do you ever show up late like that again, and you don't come out so lucky? No, never again, I promise. Good now. Just you pee off. You ain't my only business. And sister business ain't never been more booming this booming before. Another few months of this kind of weekly tech. And I may just start branching out on my own. I think that too again. Where are you? Who? The name would mean nothing to you, nor would it make any difference if it did. For now, just think of me as retribution. Retribution. Shiny like a fancy boy. Only thing you found yourself here is a filthy unmarked grave. I remember his finger twitched, tightened on the trigger. In that eternal fraction of a second, I moved, grabbed his 20 automatic with one hand and expelled, spilling the ammo clip from the handle with the rest of my finger to my thumb. Ejecting the single remaining cartridge from the chamber with a rack out of the sled. And disassembling of what remained of his weapon with a few left movement motions and scattered the now useless pieces at his feet like so much scrap metal. I smiled at him, then casually, which in suspected might have been a mistake. For certainly there was a vicious switchblade clenched tight in his right fist, angled straight for my hearted. You keep laughing, Joy Boy. I'm gonna cut you into chum. An impressive weapon. Would you prefer to wear it or to eat it? Don't know why you stuck your nose in this. Don't really care. But it's the last mistake you ever gonna make. With all the skill of a long time professional, the dealer began to circle me, searching for his easiest opening. Growling, he swung for my throat. I sidestepped, caught his wrist, and bent his arm back to the point of breaking it. Breaking. Okay. Admirable effort. He dropped the knife. Then I reversed my movement and dropped him. It was not a pleasant sound. When the pursuer pressure regained consciousness, moments later, he found himself upside down, being shaken like a piñata. Little cries were still in pockets of narcotics, pouring from his pockets like a swelling winter storm. One question. Where do you get your drugs? You're kidding, right? Do I appear to be kidding? Who supplies your drugs? Can't win. I tell you anything, you'll have me killed. Just to make a point. You don't tell me what I want to know. You'll just wish you were dead. And since I'm already here and your boss too, to find you. This doesn't strike me as a terribly difficult decision to make. After perhaps 5 to 6 seconds of hesitation, the hapless pusher began to speak and speak quickly. When he was finally finished telling me all I needed to know, I left him covered in his fell product and found a street light lamp with my own signature coordinate. The following evening, acting on the information I'd extracted, I pulled my sleek sports car to an AC stop outside the city's most exclusive supper club. The doorman, obviously having recognized me from any number of newspaper photos, broke his leg, stumbling to his broke his legs. Stumbling to open my door for me. Good evening, Mr. Veidt. I'd like a quiet and conspicuous table in the corner if you have one. Absolutely, sir. Please follow me. And your drink, sir. I presume you have a well-aired white bush child, say 18 available, of course. That will more than suffice. They seated me up cordially, graciously handed me my drink, deferentially, and waiting while I approved its okay. Then I settled back into my chair, became for all intents and purposes invisible. My eyes, while appearing barely to move, instead scanned the room scrupulously, looking for anything out of the ordinary. And swiftly finding it. Assuming they were acting unseen, the club's manager had slipped an overstuffed envelope to a man who looked more like a professional leg breaker than anything else. You can tell Mr. Pernucci he will be more than pleased if this week's drug take, considering the alternative not surprising. Give my regards to Melech when he returns from his extended vacation. You mean if he returns, he is and I bit touchy of late. Whatever guy always was a flake. 5 seconds later, the dog was gone. He vanished into the night. And he wasn't alone. By the time the dog had managed to retrieve his car, I was already circling the block for the third time. I slipped into traffic 3 lanes over and 50 feet behind him, working as hard as to remain inconspicuous. Wherever he was bound, he wasn't going to lose me. I followed him across the town to the Salt District, shadows of the warehouse district, and parked well out of sight as the dog pulled his own car up to the side entrance of an apparently abandoned building. Though the heavily armed guard standing watch at the door quickly put the lie to that. Austin, when is he ever elsewhere? You'd think he was trying to save on rent or something. Better just walk easy around him tonight, though he's in practically mood. Thanks for the warning. As the dog slipped inside, I opened the small suitcase I'd kept hidden in the trunk of my car. prepared to take a giant step to a brave new world. Now in costume, I slipped up to the building and scanned the interior through a gap in a police board to the window. The place looked exactly as I'd imagined it would. An armed guard prowled the roof rafters, keeping a sharp eye on the room below. Young Asian women wearing only their underwear and face mask to ensure they would abscond with any of the narcotics they processed. Stayed focused on their work, and of course, and at the center of it all, a grossly fat, ghostly fat man in a pristine suit sat like a squad toad, overseeing his squalid kingdom. Evening goodwill, go well, Fendo. Couldn't have gone better, Mr. Porcini. Hair weighs twice as much as last week. Well, maybe it's time we hit the. Maybe it's time we hit the jackpot. The going. Jacked up the going. Aga. What the hell? Does this belong to you? You really wouldn't leave your garbage lying in the middle of the street where just anyone can trip over it. But please don't hurt me again. Don't hurt me. Who the hell is that? Who cares? Just to kill a F and be done with it. As Corsini's plan started to move, I wanted the women in their native tongue to seek cover. Then I surveyed the entire room as time slowed to a crawl for me. Then literally stopped. In a moment, that felt more like a millennium. I took in everything around me, calculated all of the possibilities, all the conceivable outcomes, and when all unlikely coincidences had been removed from the equation, as the opportunity to surrender. Well, you can still walk, Rossini. Odds are stacked against you. Stacked against you, pretty boy. I made my move. If that's the way you want it, Rossini, just remember you were warned. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, shoot. By their master's voice, voicing and moved. Rossini's run moved as one, but I was already 7 steps ahead of them. They fired where I no longer was. Well, I glided through the warehouse, hurling my archaic headband with pinpoint accuracy, leaving a trail of unconscious bodies in my wake. As the remaining ducks were gathered under me, struggling to find a clear shot. I carefully knocked over the gunman on the rafter. They swung where I'd already been. They gave their best, which was nowhere good enough. Making certain to angle his fall so that he be directly in the center of the huge pile of cocaine beneath him. The impact created a blinded storm of poisonous white powder that made it impossible to see, let alone breathe. Rossini's crews struggled for air. I moved quickly through the dense ivory cloud, taking out the last of his men with a considerable effort of since, thanks to my decades of martial arts training, I didn't need to breathe while I worked. Okay. I'll freeze to which one single muscle and your toast. So there you are, Mr. Rossini. Well played. Any particular reason you haven't already put a bullet through my head? That would be the logical thing to do. Logically, I ain't putting you down till I know who you are. What's that creaking sound? That Mr. Rossini would be the sound of your lights are collapsing caused by my shit headband. Directly on you. And as for who I am, you'll just a sack of salt. You can consider me the smartest man in the world. To which point, with typical timing, the local police having been drawn by the sound of all that gunfire, finally arrived on the scene just in time to clean up the rather unpleasant mess I had made. Okay, everybody freeze. And now, most all days together. Oops, I recognize. But you, fancy boy, how the hell are you? It was the moment that came to me as a lifetime of inspiration and admiration suddenly echoed in the immortal earth of Percy Shelley, Wagner, yes, King of Kings, look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. And now, if you gentlemen will kindly excuse me, you have a great deal of garbage to clean up. Well, I still have a world to conquer. So until we meet again, hey, where do you think you're going? Get me back here before we gone. But that's not possible. Nobody could possibly move that fast. Apparently he can. Just great. So now we've got another master maniac to deal with. This town just keeps getting twisted by the day. By this time I was a good halfway mile away, enjoying my victory and pondering all my potential future adventures. In the weeks that followed, as I thought I'd do it through, it quickly became clear to me that the city had a desperate need for my unique skill set. So I took to my newfound role as masked adventurer with a vengeance. I tracked it down and demolished the mobile gambling den of the high-rolling wheeler dealer. I put the skids to the gang of the stolen car czar who called himself Bojack, and put my foot down on the international counterfeiting ring run by the overly ambitious $3 bill. Overall, it was more fun than human beings should be allowed to have. Every morning I would sit over my breakfast, scouring the local newspapers for any mention of a masked alter ego, and there were plenty. I found myself facing foes and air, sea, and outsmarted them all. Ozymandias reveals ancient mariner scrapbooks I maintained of my exploits were starting to fill an entire bookcase. Bookcase, though provident, still worked to remind me that I wasn't the only player involved in this dangerous game. Still, there seemed to be fewer costumed adventures than in my youth, and I quickly came to realize It might be to my advantage to find out what happened to so many of them over those years, if only I to avoid suffering a similar fate. I spent much of the next several weeks in the bowels of the New York Library, swiftly scouring reams of microchip copies of newspapers from the last few decades, looking for articles about those who came before. And beginning day was relatively easy. 30 the minute men had exploded on the scene like a nova, lighting the night in the name of justice. Then, as the years passed, the article started to take on a tragically different tone. So let's found the murdered, Bill shot dead, bank robbery, Joanna disbanded, further justice disappears. In less than a decade, their star had burned out completely, leaving only in the true mystery remaining. What had happened to her justice? Since her childhood, I'd felt compelled to solve any mystery that chanced to confront me, and in that pursuit, I had to fail. So I devoted what little spare time I had to mapping Justice's winged path throughout the city during his final days after led me to the waterfront once more. It seemed as good a place as any to start my manhunt. New York City's Port District was much the same as any other, reeking and sweat and that indescribable stench that speaks of last chances and last opportunities. It smelled it before in Turkey. I was certain I'd smell it again before I died. Those who walked among these shadows had nowhere else to go before perfect there goes my last match. There are other ways to light the darkness, Skeeter. Not for me, boss. Been a while. I am hunting for hooded justice. You and everybody else with a death wish. Word is that Sam's got one of his books checking out a chaser disappears even as we speak. Thank you, Skeeter. I will keep that in mind. No sweat balls, just stay. Couldn't even spare a dry book of matches. I covered the dark area like a wet blanket, but in the end all I found was dried blood. Been here a long time, there's no way to tell if it belongs to hooded justice or some unfortunate flounder. I'll have to something behind me. By the time the machine gun fired, sparks and splinters. I was already in motion and yards away. Using whatever quickly came to the as a counter weapon. Only one opportunity to my friend, I am not your enemy. Yeah, right. But, still running. Well, unless you got a half-dozen more trash canlets hidden on you. Looks to me like I got you outmatched. I mean, come on, you don't really think the chameleon would go out hunting without only one gun, did you? Sorry, pretty boy, but guess the joke's on you. And chapter 2.